Good morning and welcome to John Beck. This is your principal, Mr. Lin, and I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. Today is Monday, October 28, 2024, and it is day A. For instrumentals, it's day 5. Now, before we kick off this wonderful day, I want to invite you, as I always do, to please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Go ahead and take a seat. I'm so happy that you guys are here in school. Love the fact that you guys, after a weekend that I hope was a wonderful weekend, that you guys still came to school and you're ready to tackle 5 days of learning and great experiences. Don't forget, tomorrow we have our first school family of the year. For you kindergartners or new students, you guys may not know what school families are. Just for the benefit of everybody, school families is a way for all of us, our 440 some student body here at John Beck, to really mix between grades into small families. Now, each family will have somewhere in the ballpark about 10 to 11 students, and they'll represent every grade from kindergarten all the way up to 6th grade. Those of you students who've been here before, you guys know this is a great way to have some fellowship, to get to know students in other grades, and to do some activities together. So that's tomorrow. That is our school families. More information will be coming shortly. Yeah. We love doing these things because being in this community matters, and you are a huge part of our community. Now, in order for all of us to work together, to work kindly together, and to be compassionate and understanding with each other, there are 3 expectations here at the school. You already know what they are, but I'm going to go over them anyways. Number 1, be respectful. Be respectful to yourself. At the end of the day, you owe it to yourself to feel good and go to sleep at peace, knowing that you had a wonderful day. And it all comes down to whether or not you've made the decisions that really make the difference between a good day and a not so good day. A day that respects you for who you are and what you're meant to do, and a day that disrespects it. And so throughout today, you'll find that there are moments, if you pay attention, where you could choose to do the right thing or maybe the not so right thing. By the way, the not so right thing might seem fun and funny to do right there and then. But if you really stopped and paused and just stepped back for a moment and you thought about those decisions that you're going to come across, which decision would you make that would leave you proud at the end of the day? Before you go to sleep and you account for the day, what decisions are there that respect you for who you are and what you're meant to do in this world? Okay, so number 1, be respectful to yourself, but then also it will lead you to be respectful to your teachers, as well as to your classmates, as well as to friends and students that you barely know. It also leads you, hopefully, to be respectful of your environment. Look at your environment right now. You're probably in class. And when you look around your class, what can you do to help this environment, this learning habitat, so to speak? And then on top of that, just know that you don't only stay in the classroom. You're also in the cafeteria for part of the day. You're in specials for part of the day. You're on the bus or in the car or on a van, right? So all of those different settings are part of your learning environment. What can you do to make that better? Not just the physical environment, picking up trash, but also making other people who are also in that environment feel like they belong. Number 2, show that you are responsible with yourself, with your hands, with your feet, with the words that come out of your mouth. And by now, you know it all comes down to whether or not you're responsible in how you think. Do you think in a positive and helpful way? There are a lot of things here at this school that we will ask you to do that you don't really want to do. It's not that we're asking you to do something wrong. We might be asking you to do a writing assignment and you may not love to write. I get that. But guess what? What is a responsible thing to do? And when you talk about things like growth mindset in your brain, sometimes it just means telling yourself, you know what, I don't like to write yet. The power of yet. And then instead of running away from the writing assignment, going head on with bravery and courageousness. And eventually you might find, maybe you are pretty good at it. Maybe you kind of like writing. Okay, so the way you think about life. The way you think about the tasks that you're asked to do really do flavor how you end up acting. So think about that. Be responsible with your head, be responsible with your heart, be kind and compassionate. Think in kind and compassionate ways. You will then act that way. And number 3, show that you're ready to learn, ready to be the best version of yourself. And yes, all of those wolves battling each other, the two main wolves, the wolf that is angry, that is ferocious, that is negative, and then the wolf that is kind, that is positive, that is encouraging. How can you manage that fight? Because both of them are real within you. Which one's going to win? By now, you know it's the one you feed. And hopefully you feed the wolf that is kind and compassionate and encouraging, because that's who I think is the best version of yourself. All right. No main announcements for tomorrow or today. As far as tomorrow, though, I did just as I said earlier, we do have our school families. I want to remind you about that. Get excited about it. You're going to see some of the same students that were in your school families before, but we did have to fold some families down and spread out other students. So if you happen to be, for instance, in Miss Loparina's school family, with Miss Loparina not being in our school anymore, your family will be split and shared with other families that will welcome you aboard. So if you are in a school family that has new faces, whether a new kindergartner or new students or even students that come from other families, make sure we start off by welcoming them aboard. They are now part of your family. Everyone belongs, okay? It is your job and my job to make sure that the people in our school families feel like they belong. All right, I'll leave you with this. I love you. I care about you. I'm here to encourage you. This message is meant for you because you do belong. And I want you to pay it forward. Spread it to your teachers, spread it to your classmates and your friends, people who you don't always get along with. How do you not get along with somebody with love? How do you not see eye to eye with care? How do you agree to disagree but still be encouraging with each other? There are a lot of grown-ups who haven't figured that out. And sometimes we kind of see it in, for instance, like an election year, like that we are in right now. But I do believe in you. Okay, and I'm talking about you children, the youngest people in our society. I really do think that you guys really know how to teach us grown-ups how to be loving and caring and encouraging. All right. I can't wait to see you guys around. Have an awesome day. And as always, I like you just the way you are.